Are you ready for the juice?
More juice! What?
Right?
More juice for the gyro.
I like the juice. Juice is good.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the first Decision Point live stream post NFL draft. We are pretty much fully recovered. Steve, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Minus the seasonal allergies. I'm back to sleeping a normal schedule, and some of the post-draft hype has calmed down, except for in the trading card market, of course, where it seems to be going wild.
It's going. I've noticed the same thing, man. It's really peaking. I can't wait to pick your brain on your favorite takeaways from the draft. We've also got I've got Underdog Fantasy pulled up. We're going to be getting into a high stakes best ball fantasy draft here just shortly. Potential $2 million first place prize. See if we can take advantage in the fantasy world of some of these early ADPs, these average draft positions where these guys are going. If some guys are being undervalued based on what we now know about the depth charts, based on the draft, see if we can take advantage of it. And then, talking about everything that's going on in the football card market and how that's being affected. I'll tell you right off the bat, man, I've sold quite a few Tom Brady cards in this past week, and none of them rookie cards, right? Just some veteran cards that I was pretty impressed with the prices of some people are willing to pay. But outside of that, I think you can guess who's the quarterback that I've sold the most of.
I would think Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, baby. Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles. Is that your favorite winner from the NFL draft in terms of like a veteran player winner?
I think it has to be. We talk about how their receiving core is pretty abysmal, or at least it was. You put a weapon of that grade in the hands of Jalen Hurts, it's pretty dangerous. You go from like a run-heavy team with like an okay passing game to a dangerous playmaker in the passing game, and it's going to make a lot of issues for defenses.
Yeah, a lot of issues with defenses. And I think a lot of people, you and I are kind of talking about this before the show. One of the things that Jalen Hurts has excelled at, even going back to college was short and intermediate passes, and also his rushing ability, man. Guy runs a 4.5. He's got ability to break tackles, juke guys out, really good rusher as well. And you bring in A.J. Brown, who could literally like shallow, intermediate, wherever you want to put him, you just get the ball in his hands. This is going to, in real NFL, I don't think it's just smoke and mirrors. It's not just a hype, like empty hype. This is going to lead to some increased production. Now, Jalen Hurts had 3,100 passing yards last year. I think he way exceeds that this year. Dare I say he eclipses 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards? Is that too bold of a prediction?
It's the NFC. Maybe not, right? Maybe it's not. So I think it's very possible. He not only has been working on his passing game all the offseason so far, but you add in a wide receiver one, an alpha wide receiver one, and you have something special there. So if he is improved even marginally, I think it'll be pretty fun to watch. And I think it's important to note that we had a little discussion in the Discord earlier. Jalen Hurts specifically, or any players that maybe had an uptick in their value since the draft, you're going to not be able to use comps from last month on your buying. The prices on these guys, specifically Hurts, is going to be higher. So it's going to be hard to find a card at the price it was in February or March even.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm getting ready to fire up this Best Ball Mania. Let me shout out a couple guys in the chat. Steeler, what's going on? Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to get straight into a high stakes. I did put out a link in our Discord earlier for a $5 12-man private league, but we're going to jump straight into the high stakes because there's still quite a few people that need to fill that. And so we're going to jump straight into a $25 entry here, guys. It's got a potential $2 million first place prize. All right, Steelers. So if you want to get in on that.
Could you imagine?
Oh, dude. But that's the thing. If we get in, we draft now, we make our predictions right, and we take advantage of some of these ADPs. Like if Jalen Hurts is still going in the 6th round, we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting to see where he's going. There's also a bunch of other guys that have moved up and down from the draft that we're going to look at and see where they're going in this draft to see if we can take advantage of these early values. And then we're going to jump immediately over to eBay and see what's going on there, because you and I talked a little bit before the show about this. Like we're selling a lot, but you told me that you've actually found quite a few deals this week on eBay, and you've got some live snipes to share with us after the draft.
That is true. Yeah, I have been trying to focus more on high value buys, not necessarily high dollar buys. Buys with multiplier potential. A card that's 3 that could be 9 or 15 in a couple months, and you throw a couple of those together, you might check out for about $80 to $100, and in a couple months that could be $1,000 worth of cards. So now is the time to take advantage of, like you say, the market inefficiencies, and also the players whose values have not yet seen a market adjustment from their potential. Yeah,
no doubt. We got the raw dog, Derek Richard, in the house. What's up, Damian R. in the house? I never get tired of that intro. The more juice for the euro.
It's so classic. It's so classic.
It's classic.
I've actually been to that place.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's by the United Center.
Wow, man. Wow. What's going on, Messiah MVP? What's good, Mike Ham? Mike Ham, man, looking to do some card show action here with you soon. Yo, what's up, Bama? Derek Richard. Yes, sir. Yes, that's what we're going to do right now. Pop it over. Let's share the screen. Let's jump into this $25 best ball Mania tournament. This is standard fantasy football. So standard best ball fantasy football, right? So they're going to optimize your lineup on a weekly basis. It's basically a paid mock draft where you got skin in the game, right? And you got a big ass bench, right? You got 10 guys on your bench, and you have the potential to win $2 million first place, second $1 million, third 500,000, blah, 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 so forth and so on. You could finish up to you could finish up to the top 1,000 people are going to make $500. And if you're new, right? And if you're new, real quick, Steve, I just want to make sure that people know, if you're new to underdogfantasy.com, you use promo code QUEST. When you sign up, you get 100% instant deposit bonus up to $100. So if you put in $25, $30 for this tournament, you'll instantly get a free $25, $30 you can use on anything you want. Maybe NBA, maybe NHL, maybe like they have MMA on here. They have got golf. They've got all kinds of different fantasy formats. Of course, I'm focused on the football.
Yeah, I've recently done some, the evening games for the baseball for $5 just for funsies, and it's great. If you guys haven't tried it out yourself yet, I highly recommend it. And Andy, what do we got for? Is this a single QB draft?
Single QB draft, yeah. So you're going to start on any given week, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and then 10 bench. No kickers, no defense.
Right on.
And the draft is full, and so it is kicking off here. Let's see who we got in. Oh, we got someone named Beckett. That's interesting. He's experienced.
Cutler Beckett from Pirates of the Caribbean, probably.
Yeah, let's see if were you able to get in this one, Derek? Yeah, I think Derek is DBO 68, highly experienced right here. All right, where's my draft position? I'm going to go ahead and start queuing some guys up. Where am I at the end? Yeah, I think I'm at the end of the first round, which I kind of like this spot right here.
And don't forget, Andy, if you stay on the free agent page, it'll show you on the top right how many picks till your pick.
Oh yeah, good.
That way
point.
We can keep an eye on who's available and whatnot.
I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm at pick 1.10, so I'm at the 10th pick. So my strategy's got to change a little bit. I'm not gonna get JT. I'm not gonna get CMC. I'm not gonna get Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Probably not gonna get Austin Eckler. let me ask you, if it comes down to Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook and Joe Mixon at the end of the first, I'm kind of under the impression, like, and this is a half point per reception, by the way, that I in the first round, I like to go with kind of the safest floor. I also like to go by best available player and then build my stack kind of around that if I can, or just get a bet, like get a stud, like get an absolute, 25, 30% plus target share wide receiver, or get a, 70% plus opportunity share running back.
Given the guys you mentioned, I really like Mixon for this year. I mean, he was outstanding last year. And let's not forget they beefed up that line, so he's going to have a little extra help that he didn't have before.
I dig it. Yeah, he's a bell cow. I think that his ADP is too low, and he really did really well last year, man. He didn't suffer the usual injuries that he kind of was plagued with in the past, and I mean the guy was an absolute stud. I mean we're talking over 1,200 rushing yards last year, another 300 receiving yards, 16 total touchdowns. This is the number 5 running back last year. And in terms of like weighted opportunities, he is number 4 in the NFL. So number 3 in carries. So that's a total.
I'm actually pretty surprised to see a QB get taken already.
Wait. Somebody took a QB? Josh Allen, the first. This is not a super flex, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Josh Allen is a stud. He puts the team on his back. All right. So that is the case. We're between Najee, in my opinion, and Joe Mixon here.
I like me some Mixon, man.
I like both. In terms of yeah, man. Cincinnati made so many improvements. I'm going with Mixon here because we know he's a bell cow. We just talked about his opportunities in both rushing and receiving. They obviously learned in the Super Bowl that they needed more protection. They added Alex Kappa. They added Teron Armstead. They improved the offensive line big time through free agency. They improved the defense big time throughout the draft, added some offensive line help late. And we're talking true bell cow in Joe Mixon that they've committed to. I mean, it's not even close between him and Samaje Perine and Chris Evans,
And the thing you got to think about too is like, no one's questioning Dalvin Cook's skill, but you also have competition for him. Whereas with Mixon, you don't,
Yeah. Alexander Madison is real competition. Not only that, but he's a year older than Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is only going to be 26 this year, whereas Dalvin Cook's going to be 27. I know that doesn't seem like a lot. We're back up. We're back up. So we're faced with a difficult decision, man.
AJ
over Tyreek Hill.
Do it, man. Let's go.
It's either that or Lombardi Lenny. We did add Rachaad White, but I don't think Rachaad White is going to eat in too much right off the bat into Lenny. I think he's going to be more of a breather role. I think Rachaad White's going to kill Keyshawn Vaughn, though. Like metaphorically.
I've seen mixed reviews on that. I guess we'll ultimately find out. But yeah, if there's at least speculation, there's at least enough there to say maybe I need to move him down my list, right?
Yeah, so just to recap, that first round was actually interesting. Cooper Kupp at the 1.1, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen at the 1.4. This is not super flex, by the way. Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry at the 1.6, Justin Jefferson 1.7, Austin Eckler 1.8, Devontae Adams 1.9, which I think that's honestly, I don't know, man. That might be a little rich for my blood. I'd rather have Stephon Diggs over Devontae Adams, to be honest with you, just because Stephon Diggs, the Buffalo Bills are one of the pass happiest teams, if not the pass happiest team in the league. And Stephon Diggs is going to command a 30% target share. You know what I'm saying? He's elite on the outside. Like, that guy wins against everybody. I didn't know Devontae Adams does too, but Derek Carr's is got a lot more weapons at his disposal, and he's the kind of guy who drops back and then looks around. He looks at read 1, read 2, read 3, read 4, and then figures out what he wants to do, whereas Josh Allen is a lot more like running gun style of offense, right? And he's really got those two main weapons. And I think that we could talk about Gabe Davis. We'll see where he goes, but I think he was a big winner from the draft. But they didn't really add anybody to the depth chart in terms of wide receivers that's going to add any type of competition to Diggs or Gabe Davis. So those two guys are still going to be – they added a bunch of slot receivers through free agency. And so I think those guys are still going to be the dominant, like, producers there.
So as far as quarterbacks go, Andy, where are they lining up as far as ADP on here?
Well, so far you see Diggs, and then I took A.J. Brown at the 2.3. Tyreek Hill went off, and then Deebo Samuel, 2.5. Mark Andrews, 2.6. DeAndre Swift, 2.7. CeeDee Lamb at the 2.8. Alvin Kamara, 2.9. Mike Evans, 2.10. T. Higgins, 2.11. You know, he's a guy who's really – his stock has gone up, and I tried looking for some deals on T. Higgins this week, and they're not there at all, dude.
There's definitely still some there, but they're not like they used to be where they were abundant.
Yeah. And almost caught up here. So then Chubb went off at the end of the second round, and then back around that Copper Prices guy took them Waddle, who fell a full round later than Tyreek Hill, and then Kyle Pitts at the 3.2. The third tight end off the board, and then Aaron Jones, and now you have Cockroach back up. And so if you look at QBs like Patrick Mahomes, ADP in this is 32.4. So I kind of expect him to go later in this round / fourth round, and then the rest of the guys are kind of falling fourth and then fifth, and then you'll probably see a bunch of them start falling in the fifth and sixth round. But you can see. We'll see where Hurts falls to, but his current ADP, according to this, is 70.3, which is going to put him somewhere in the sixth round.
Could you pull up the wide receiver list real quick so we can take a look here? Ooh. Deontay.
Yeah, I definitely like Deontay Johnson.
You know, he doesn't – we talked about this before, actually, many a times. He doesn't have that – brand recognition that some of the other guys in his tier have, but I mean, he's the most targeted receiver by a lot, if not, maybe second or third in the league for targets. So,
all right, we're on the clock. What's going on, Tom Steeler? I'll get to your question in just a second. We're doing the best ball mania. Let's see. All right. So we got Mixon and we got AJ Brown. If we just look, best available right now would be Cam Akers, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, or Breece Hall.
I'm taking some Deion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Deontay. I'm good with that pick. This is best ball too, so we're looking for players that are gonna put up the most points throughout the duration of the season. You know, you really have to have like players hit any given week, because they're going to automatically optimize it, right? So we can throw some more dart throws, go for a higher upside. And also, though, I mean, high target share, right? I mean, just flat out high target share in Deontay Johnson. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers say they had a need at wide receiver, but it wasn't Deontay Johnson. It was Chase Claypool, the guys they drafted, and George Pickens and Calvin Austin are going to put a squeeze on Chase Claypool. We're going to see how far he drops. But Deontay Johnson has proven that he's a stud and he's a target monster, and he's just going to get open every single time in short, shallow, and intermediate routes.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the video that was in the Discord of the highlight plays from 2020, and he made up a good 10% of the clips just by himself. Oh, we're on the board.
Yeah, we're on the clock. I'm gonna go Breece Hall. Oh, I think did I get Cam Akers? Yeah, I'm fine with Cam Akers. You know what? If Cam Akers is fully healthy, and the only thing I'm concerned is if there was a little bit of a fumbling issue, but they won that game. They went on to win the Super Bowl, so it's like I hope everybody forgets about those fumbles that he had in the playoffs. Because I mean, he's at real risk for opportunity cannibalization from Darrell Henderson, and I think it's going to be some type of split timeshare. But we've seen Sean McVay like totally commit to him. Like before he had those couple fumbles, before they got into the championship game, against Tampa, he was getting like 70, 80% of the work, rushing and receiving. And he definitely has that ability. He has that ability in college. So it's there. I get a little nervous with Cam Akers, not going to lie, but he's definitely got the upside, right?
That's, the whole thing with these drafts is a best ball draft is, you're not starting Cam Akers every week. You're starting all your running backs every week.
Yeah.
So, he just needs to be that guy and have a spike game every once in a while. Those are the guys you want. They're going to, a few consistent guys and a few guys that are going to have huge spike games to, to really catapult you to the top.
Messiah, my problem with Najee is that he had the worst protection rate in the league last year. Like he was immediately getting mauled by 1, 2, sometimes more defenders before he even got to the line of scrimmage in a lot of cases. So, it was bad. It became so predictable that they were going to him so much, and the offensive line was aging. They were unable to mobilize and protect him and give him protection to at least give him a chance at, creating some yards past the line of scrimmage. That's why I'm going Mixon, because Mixon's going to get a similar opportunity share, but he's got a much better protection up front. The passing game is firmly elite at this point, right? The passing game in Cincinnati is firmly elite. That's going to move boxes back, defensive boxes back right there. And then you got Mixon, who's an incredible athlete with a much improved offensive line. In my opinion, you got to go Mixon there.
The thing with Najee too is, and I'm not saying that it doesn't factor in, because obviously opportunities creates points, right? But how sustainable is, ramming the rock down 30, 40 times a game? You know what I mean? He's going to wear out at some point. You need to spell this guy, and you don't want to be stuck being the guy that's holding on to him when he's, getting the timeshare because he's running out of gas,
This is a good question. I would try and sell some Keyshawn Vaughns now, to be honest with you, because think about it, man. And I didn't know this until recently that Keyshawn Vaughn dipped out early when he was a rookie. He dipped out early on preseason workouts and training sessions. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Keyshawn Vaughn? And clearly the Bucs said, no, we need depth. Like Vaughn's out of here. So maybe Vaughn gets an opportunity after his rookie contract is expired in what it would be 2024. He gets a new opportunity somewhere. We got to make a pick. Oh, Breece Hall's still out there. I'm smashing it. Breece Hall was absolutely elite at Iowa State. Just dominant. If you watch this guy run on film, Steve, he makes it look easy. He's one of those guys that makes it look easy. And I know Michael Carter looked good. Until he got injured. And that's the thing. Like, they obviously spent a lot of draft capital on this guy, an early second-round pick to get Breece Hall, because they understand that Michael Carter is just not accustomed to that type of workload. He doesn't have the kind of size, a 5'8", 201-pound running back. Like, yeah, he's explosive, he's elusive, he's good at catching the ball, right? But he doesn't have that type of bell cow size and capability in his arsenal. And that's why they brought in Breece Hall, right?
Andy, what do we got for receivers coming up here?
We got Elijah, but honestly, Cortland Sutton. Okay, Elijah Moore just went off.
I'm not super impressed with those options. What about maybe going tight end or QB here?
Yeah, who do we have? I do like
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, I like Goddard. We also have AJ Brown. I'd love to get a Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert stack going. Have any of the quarterbacks started going off? Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert have gone off the board here. So I think it is important that we take that into consideration, because we're not picking again for a hot minute.
We got like 10 seconds. You could nab like a Burrow. Oh, Jacobs. We just took two.
Allen Robinson's out there, though. I went with A-Rob. I think this is going to be like a 180 season for A-Rob. I mean, what? The Robert Woods is out, man. Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to start the season. He just tore his ACL. He's probably not going to be playing until close to the playoffs. And Van Jefferson's the field stretcher guy. So literally, you have Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp who are going to be just like getting 25% at least targets each. Like it's going to be an Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp show. And then you put out the ability for Allen Robinson to win in all those contested catch situations. Dude, this guy is going to be a no-look Matt Stafford throw god in 2022. I mean, I'm super excited to see Allen Robinson's. This is the best quarterback he's ever played with in his career.
Damn, we lost out on Burrow and Hurts.
That's what I'm saying, man. I should have gone Hurts there. I knew we would have had to reach for him a little bit.
Yeah, I think A-Rob would have still been there on the way back.
But you see the ADP, he actually went ahead of Burrow before. He would have slid past Burrow.
I mean, you look at what our options are still. I mean, we can get Brady, Wilson, Prescott, Stafford. I mean, we're not hurting,
right.
You know.
The value wasn't there.
You know, if you end up with Stafford, you know, we have a little bit of a combo there.
Ooh.
Right.
We might be able to get him on the way back in the 7th. We're already almost halfway through this draft. So yeah, I'd sell Keyshawn Vaughn unless you plan on holding him like 2024 because he's absolutely not going to see the field at all. I mean, of course, you can say he's an injury away or something, you know, but I mean, they'd have to go through 2 injuries to get to Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah, I'm probably still going to hold mine for now. I mean, I got him, and like everyone else did, probably inexpensive enough, you know, that we won't be really penalized to hold on to him. You know, it all depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you got him cheap enough and you want to just like make a couple bucks on your investment, you know, you can probably do that now. But we've seen this how many times, Andy, where the guy rushes for a 50-yard touchdown and all of a sudden people dive onto eBay for the card. So
yeah, it's just how much sustained opportunity can he manage in that situation. Like,
and you got to remember, I mean, this is all coach speak, so none of it makes any sense or has any validity until the games are actually being played. But they're talking about emphasizing the run more, which could mean a 2-headed running back committee. You don't know.
Yeah, 2-headed running back in terms of Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White. No Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yeah, but they're going to use him in receiving situations. He's like the James White of Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
That's Rachaad White, but he's bigger. He's bigger, better, faster, stronger. He was a dominant receiver at Arizona State. So, I mean, it's a total replacement of Keyshawn Vaughn. In my opinion, I can see it. Like he's the perfect prototype for us to. It's going to be, you know, Leonard Fournette 65, 70%, and Rachaad White, and then you'll maybe see Giovanni. We saw Giovanni Bernard on a 1-year extension, so you might see Giovanni Bernard before you see Keyshawn Vaughn after that, dude.
Gio's gonna come in like once a game for like a halfback dive on 3rd and 24. Bro.
Yeah, like when we had Shady McCoy, we had LaShawn McCoy in 2020. It's like the same thing, you know.
We got some good quarterbacks left. What Andy? What tight ends are available?
Well, we still got Goddard out there. I'm a big fan of Schultz as well. Ertz, the stock he's an interesting one with the Cardinals drafting Trey McBride. Gronk is still out there. Albert O is still out there.
Is Brady available? We could go Brady Gronk even.
Yeah, let's see who we got.
Big flex.
Brady's gone, brother. Brady just got taken. Oh, Derek sniped us, man.
I would say maybe Dak or Stafford here. That's my opinion.
Sniped us. I think we got to go. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go Stafford. I missed it. Who did I get? I think I went tight end. Dalton Schultz.
You got to cue your dudes up, man.
I thought I did, but no, I didn't. You're right. Whoops. I didn't cue any quarterbacks. I'm over here flat John. in a $2 million tournament and didn't queue my guys up. Deshaun Watson is an interesting one late. And now Dak is gone.
Derek Carr being that low is pretty shocking to me.
I'm surprised at how low Aaron Rodgers has fallen as well, especially with them drafting Christian Watson, man. I like that kid. He looks incredible.
Yeah, there's that whole he lost Devontae Adams thing. I get it. But at one point he lost Donald Driver.
There you go.
And Devontae Adams became Devontae Adams, right?
Yeah, and we talked about Rodgers.
All right, Andy, QB.
Oh, got Stafford's out there. Let's grab him. Got him.
And that stack actually works well with both Akers and Allen Robinson.
Oh, yeah, it's very true because Akers is such a good receiving back, man. Got to love that receiving upside. I mean, half point per reception, take it all day, right? Akers running a 4.4. That's why we like him, man. He had 88th percentile college target share, even in 2020 when he burst onto the scene towards the end of the season. 11 receptions for 123 yards. So, it was just too bad that beginning of the season last year, he tore the Achilles. So we're looking for him to finally get going this year. But if he doesn't,
why don't we take a look at some receivers and running backs and see maybe who we can line up for the next set of picks here.
So Stafford, Mixon, Cam Akers, Breece Hall, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, A.J. Brown, Deontay, Allen Robinson, tight end, Dalton Schultz. All right, so if we look at just best available, Melvin Gordon's still out there. Damian Harris is whoa, man, he's going to be in like a four-headed running back monster. I meant to star Melvin Gordon, actually, in fact, because – see, that's a two-headed backfield. That's much better than a four-headed backfield. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard is still out there.
The thing with these drafts is the gamble is going to be what wins, right? You don't want to be too crazy, but you got to make a couple risky picks. Guys that are really going to outperform their ADP. Because there's going to be some guys taking like Hail Mary picks, and those are like the sheet that wins. Like I don't know if you guys have ever played in like a weekly confidence pool at work, and it's like the guy that knows nothing about football put like all their points on Detroit. It's just like they got lucky, but those are the sheets that win. Russell Gage is
an
That's
excellent
thing right
there. Christian Kirk too. A lot of the hype has cooled down on Christian Kirk, and it's like people forgot how dominant he was out of the slot last year for Arizona. And he's kind of all over the place. He had some really big games. Now he goes to Jacksonville where they paid him wide receiver one money. They They got rid of DJ Chark. I know they brought in Zay Jones. And I just – if you look – and they got Laviska Shenault, I think Christian Kirk could easily emerge as a wide receiver one in Jacksonville, at least getting 20% targets. And you've got a quarterback-friendly coach who they're looking to pass the ball a lot this year. Like they're looking to ramp up this passing volume in this Jacksonville offense. And if you're getting excited about Trevor Lawrence, then you got to get excited about Christian Kirk. I think a lot of the hype's cool for him, man.
How do you feel about Michael Gallup? I know you're not big on him, but I feel like at that ADP, he's a good value.
It is a good value. And I want pieces of that Dallas offense. They're also going to be throwing the ball a lot, in my opinion, as well. And I want pieces of Michael Gallup. Honestly, I'd love to get a Dak, Michael Gallup, Jalen Tolbert. I love Jalen Tolbert, man. He looks great. Been watching his film earlier this week. That's their draft pick. I'm also I'm liking this Alan Lazard ADP, Alexander Madison. Oh, Sky Moore, Christian Watson, both sitting right there. Did Sky Moore just get popped? Yeah, man. Gustafson got him. And Chris Olave. I really like Chris Olave, who is best comparable according to Player Profiler to Stephon Diggs. Now going to New Orleans, which you get Jameis Winston back, and it's like, here we go. It's on.
What position would you say we're the thinnest at right now? It looks like we got about 3 receivers and how many running backs?
3 and 1 QB.
Ideally, I think we have to go receiver again.
Yeah, we have to go receiver and running back. Ideally, we need to get we can get one of these tight ends late. We can get one of these quarterbacks late, but we got to move. Like, we need to move Melvin Gordon up. We need to move Tony Pollard up. We need to move Alexander Madison up.
Who are the highest rated receivers currently?
Kadarius Toney's out there. Totally on the fence, especially with them spending a second-round pick on Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know what to think
Tony's
about Tony.
getting shopped. They're not happy with his
He's knucklehead.
Contributions.
He's a knucklehead, man.
I like
pick up his playbook.
Honestly, I think Gallup looks good here. If you want to scroll down, see if there's maybe any other names.
Lazard is still there, and before they drafted Christian Watson, I got to go Christian Kirk here, though, man. With Christian Kirk out there.
I think QB, though, man. I don't know. I trust Dak in the offense more than I trust Trevor Lawrence in the offense.
Could go Trevor Lawrence and then maybe get – I'm gonna go Christian Kirk here. I'm going to go Christian Kirk here and see if I can get Trevor Lawrence on the way back.
Here's the thing about best balls, and like I said, you want guys that can have big spike weeks. Even if Christian Kirk doesn't produce every week, maybe every 3 weeks he explodes. That's fine because you have Deontay Johnson putting consistent points up, and you have AJ Brown putting consistent points up. So
think about the depth chart competition he had last year with DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green and Rondale Moore and James Conner, who got a lot of work, and Chase Edmonds, and Kyler Murray missed some time, and freaking Christian Kirk still put up 1,000 receiving yards, right at 1,000 receiving yards. He commanded almost 1,200 air yards. So, I think he's gonna do for some positive touchdown regression.
The interesting thing too is that their defense is man. You just broke the matrix. I'm surprised the internet didn't crash just now.
I did it. Why? What happened?
I don't know, man. I'm not sold on T-Law, man. I think you could have got him towards the end of the draft, but
126. What pick did I take him at? I took him a little early, but I wanted to get the stack there, man. Okay, so would you take Justin Fields this year over Trevor Lawrence?
For the rushing upside, maybe. Honestly, I would have probably took a more balanced approach for the second quarterback, like Tua or Matt Ryan, probably.
So I probably could have waited and maybe another round to get Trevor Lawrence, but there was a run on quarterbacks. I'm way more bullish on Trevor Lawrence this year. He's got a lot more weapons, and he's going to have better protection. He's got better coaching than Justin Fields, which I don't know. Actually, you're right. Matt Eberflus, he could be a great coach. We don't really know, right? He got promoted, right? So he's from a defensive coordinator to now a head coach. So
the one thing
sure what to make of your play calling
is that the defense isn't going to stop anybody. Not yet.
Yeah, okay. That's true. So Justin Fields is going to be forced to put a lot on his shoulders again. They didn't really get him any help, though, dude. They didn't really get him any help on offense.
That is the hot topic around here. That is the hot topic.
That's rough, man.
You say, well, they got him some help on defense, which means that he won't have to come out and chuck the ball and have all this pressure on him. I get it, dude. I get it. But it's not the same, All
right, I'm going to start queuing up some guys. We could go with a Breece Hall, Michael Carter stack. That sounds sexy. Oh, never mind. Sniped. Oh, did I get – no, I didn't get Lenny, but I'll definitely stack up. We got Ronald Jones still out there. We couldn't get you right.
Yeah. He's gonna be the starting running back. He is gonna be the starting.
Who are you talking about?
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones. I think he's gonna get the rushing work. They watch his film from Tampa. They know this kid can't catch the ball. Right.
No. Yeah. He's gonna get first down, second down, third and short. Passing situations, they bring in Edwards-Helaire. But that means he gets goal line work. So that's what you want.
There you go. I think he gets goal line work. I just hope they don't watch that. It was a Super Bowl, man. It was a Super Bowl against the Chiefs, man. They gave it to Ronald Jones 3 times in a row, and he couldn't get it in. He was at the goal line. But I digress. It was one play. They called the right defensive scheme. The goal line, What one series. We'll cut him a break. I do think he's got explosive upside in a high-powered offense. Kansas City, obviously, it's going to be light boxes with Patrick Mahomes. Now you had Sky Moore, who's just turning CB's ankles into dust out there.
That's the thing with these young rookies. They're kind of like
they're juiced.
They're kind of like an X factor, right? Because they could cripple your team if they don't see the field very often. But if they do, and you get them so late in the draft, it's a massive difference maker.
Well, and that's why draft capital matters so much, right? Because there may be a guy with great athletic metrics that had solid production, maybe went to a small school, but if he went in the 6th round, chances are he's not going to see the field much in 2022 unless there's an injury, right? Or unless someone just totally flops. I think we got to go wide receiver here.
Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick on Denver is a really interesting one. He could have some big games. Honestly, George Pickens too in Pittsburgh.
I mean, the guy had about 1,000 yards with like Drew Lock throwing him the ball last year.
That is very true, man. I'm gonna go Tim Patrick there because Russell Wilson also likes to throw to the outside, way more often than he does to the inside. And they just extended Tim Patrick. I think we could definitely see some spike games. He did have like 750 yards last year, but a lot of those, I think his touchdown efficiency was really good. He's one of those guys that could definitely have some spike weeks. I'm down with that.
I like some of the receivers that I see there, Andy, that are left. These are guys that can, and I hate to say Will Fuller, but these are guys that can change your fantasy matchup with a single play. And those, sometimes the late round picks in a best ball draft, those are the kind of guys you need.
What did someone just take Will Fuller? Is there news that I missed today? Did he sign with the team?
No, but they're probably just praying he doesn't play 2 games this year like he does every other season.
Yeah.
Or they heard us talking about him. One of the two. What do we got? Let's see. Running backs 1, 2.
I think we go
3.
with the Gronk is still out there, man. And we have 5. I'm not opposed to taking Gronk here.
No, he's way better than everyone else on that list. It's worth the gamble.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a gamble. Let me see who else, if I go to all. He's actually at the top of my rankings. So, yeah, no brainer, man. Going with Gronk here. Get our second tight end.
I do think we probably need a running back next, though.
We only have 3. You're right. Well, I'm definitely a big Rachaad White fan. This whole Marlon Mack scenario with them drafting Dameon Pierce. Have you studied Dameon Pierce much at all? Well, actually,
I told you I was pretty high on him. As a Gator and whatnot. But
he's a stud, dude.
I'm seeing a lot of hate from the pros talking about him.
What?
Yeah.
See, so I look, all right, so he wasn't super productive at University of Florida, right? His best season was in 2021. He had 574 yards, but that was only on 100 rushing attempts. So that was still almost 6 yards per carry. And it was just enough for him to get invited to the Senior Bowl. And when he got invited to the Senior Bowl, he freaking destroyed it. He crushed it. And that's where he earned a lot of his draft pedigree from. And a lot of people, what I've read into, is that he wasn't really utilized properly at Florida. That wasn't part of their scheme. That wasn't what they were about. So he just didn't get a ton of opportunities. He only got 100 rushing attempts in 19.
I think at some juncture in the season, he's going to get work. If you know anything about Marlon Mack, he's a vulture. He steals touchdowns, but
so does Dameon Pierce, apparently.
Right. But Mack doesn't seem to play a full season very often. So, Andy, Darrell Henderson is available.
Oh, he is?
He is.
Oh, we need that because we got Cam Akers.
Yeah, keep rolling because, sometimes the ADP on here is not necessarily appropriate. We can find some deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Dameon Pierce. There's
we could talk about, I know one of your guys that you were bullish on big time was Josh Jacobs, and Vegas quietly drafted Zamir White in the draft, man. Spent fourth round draft capital on it, which is like just enough with Zamir White running a 4.4, dude, from Georgia, a 4.4 at 6'2", 214. We're talking about thick, fast, powerful dude, like ready to run through some guys. And he could definitely I think he's definitely going to take carries away from Josh Jacobs of rookie year.
You know, he doesn't. They don't really have like a viable number 2 running back because Kenyon Drake is like
dog water.
He's used in like extreme situations, like 3rd and long. They bring him in as a receiver, right? Which is fine. Like, and actually, that could be a good play in a draft like this. But I don't necessarily see him. I don't think he even overtook Kenyon Drake. I think that it was assumed he was the backup because Kenyon Drake is like, I don't know, gadget, if you will.
Yeah, no, and I think Zamir White is absolutely going to be the backup. But if he plays better than Josh Jacobs, or Josh Jacobs gets injured again, like Josh Jacobs hasn't played a full season yet in his NFL career, and this cat was pretty dang efficient, man, pretty dang efficient at Georgia. Another guy who didn't get a ton of opportunity, only 160 carries, but turned that into 856 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. Like, you know,
Andy, how many Browns do we have left?
18. So we got 5 rounds left.
Okay. Now, what do you think about this? Given the prospect, though slim, of Gronkowski not returning, do we take a 3rd tight end later?
Oh, you know, I'm totally.
I would highly recommend.
We got a few tight ends. We got a few tight ends out here. I mean, we're looking at a lot of value at tight ends. So yeah,
I do, believe it or not, buy quite a bit of Herb Smiths. I've been buying them over the years.
Oh yeah.
His cards are not cheap. There's people that know he's good.
Really? Dang.
Now you can find some deals, but it's kind of like the Josh Jacobs effect, where it's like his cards are just, they have value already. There's not a ton of deals to be had, but there are some. And I did actually buy a couple because my dad's a big Vikings fan. So I kind of, when I find some steals, I push them off onto him for the mantle, if you will.
All right. So did Dameon Pierce already go? Because I kind of want to get both of them.
No, I think he was actually pretty high up on the list. I think he was pretty high up on one of the next couple running backs available, I think.
Well, I'm gonna take Marlon Mack then, because I mean Marlon Mack does have the experience and the NFL experience. We really haven't seen him play.
Irv Smith was pretty good before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean Marlon Mack has broken out at the NFL level, so he's gonna vulture. He's gonna garner some type of opportunity. He gets a hot hand. We saw him go crazy in some games in Indianapolis, kind of come out of nowhere before, they drafted Jonathan Taylor and before he got hurt. And kind of just gave the job to Jonathan Taylor. That was an unfortunate series of events. All right, we're back on the clock. I say we go running back again and take Darrell Henderson to handcuff Cam Akers.
I agree, and that's a good safety net for us, because in the event that Akers can't stay healthy or whatever, we automatically have the handcuff.
I think that's the right move, man. I want to look at, because you still have quite a bit. I mean, there in a standard best ball like this, where there's not a super flex, you can only start one quarterback a week. So I don't really feel a big value in taking 3 quarterbacks unless one of the 2 quarterbacks I took was very speculative. Like if I took Kenny Pickett or something, or if I took Mitch Trubisky on the other hand, because we don't really. And it's kind of murky, man, who's going to start there in 2022. I think Trubisky's going to beat him out in preseason, but it's definitely going to be a heated competition. But it's like that kind of pick, if you took one of those picks where he's not a guaranteed bona fide QB1 on his team, then you better pick another guy just in case,
Andy, how about a gamble, maybe a league-winning gamble with Alex Pierce?
Oh, I'm down with that, man.
He is second on the depth chart currently.
Yeah, I would put him second. I mean, right? He's gone though, brother.
He's
gone. Dang.
No, he's not. We're
Well,
just not on the clock. He's available.
Oh, I can't draft him. I could queue him up though.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
How
many wide receivers do I have? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's bump him up.
Matt Ryan with time can throw for 4,000 yards easily.
Yeah,
and Michael Pittman can't do all the work.
No, you're right. He can't do all the work. Alec Pierce does run a 4.4, right? He is 6'3", 208. So you love that size, man. He had 884 yards Cincinnati. Like, he was Desmond Ritter's go-to guy. And Ritter ended up getting all that stock increase through the combine and ended up going in the 3rd round ahead of Malik Willis, unbelievable, to Atlanta. So, I mean, Alec Pierce, Matt Ryan's definitely a much better thrower than Desmond Ritter. We know that from watching him. So I think Alec Pierce can absolutely, he's getting a quarterback upgrade. He's getting NFL coaching. He could turn into something good. I don't think he's going to take over Michael Pittman's job, but certainly, move to, unfortunately, our super deep sleeper that we loved, Ashton Doolin, kind of gets moved down. I mean, they spent a 2nd-round pick on this dude. So he's going to be on the field, at least 50, 60% of snaps. He's got great metrics.
I mean, I was pretty high on him, and then I saw the PFF grades on him, and I was like, whoa, even higher than I expected them to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Just small school, fairly small school, Cincinnati. So, and unfortunately, Desmond Ritter face planted anytime they had serious competition. So, hey, Alec Pierce gets a big quarterback upgrade, big coaching upgrade, slots right in, wide receiver 2.
T.Y. Hilton, Derek, is not on the team.
T.Y. Hilton should be retired, right? I mean, dude was 55.
He's unsure if he's going to continue playing, yeah.
Or 35. I mean, T.Y. Hilton's getting up there. Paris Campbell gets hurt every year, and he's pretty much a bust. And Ashton Doolin was an undrafted guy we'd like. I think Ashton Doolin's and Alec Pierce are going to be competing. Who comes out ahead for that kind of outside role across from Michael Pittman, that complementary role to Michael Pittman? It'll be interesting to see. But
look at it this way. If we get this guy this late in the draft and he produces even wide receiver 3 numbers, it's a huge value. Yeah, and no doubt. He's got the skill set and the physique to be a alpha type receiver. So.
Or what if Michael Pittman gets hurt? God forbid, right? I mean, you can't project out injuries, but what if he gets hurt? Alec Pierce all of a sudden could become the wide receiver 1. So let's snag him, man. 198 ADP. We're at 159. He's way oh man. Well, we got some interesting options. We do have Trevor Lawrence and Laviska Shenault's still out there, dude.
Hey, I'll put it on you. If you think we can still get him later.
I think we can. I'm going to go Laviska here. I'm going to take Laviska.
And then we got, 3 picks left? 2 picks left?
Deonta Foreman's an interesting one behind Christian McCaffrey. Potential Christian McCaffrey injury. James Conner is not the most.
I know that guy. He typically gets undervalued in these kind of drafts, but I mean, we're talking about a late dart throw. Like a guy like Bryan Edwards is perfect here. He's in an offense where he has a quarterback that's going to throw for 4,500 yards during the year. So he needs to just have a couple big games. That's all you need out of him.
Very good point. Maybe even just one game, right? One game down the stretch. The Minnesota Vikings did not add additional wide receiver depth to their. So KJ Osborne's dude. I'm gonna go KJ Osborne actually right here. I think we can still get Alec Pierce.
Yeah, he's a good playmaker.
Or no, wait, did he get sniped? He got sniped, didn't he? Oh, I think this guy's in our live stream. IG Hoho's Cards. That's a card name. IG Hojos. IG Hojos. Are you out there in the chat?
That or he's just on the same page as us.
Irv Smith. Derek doesn't like Irv Smith.
I mean, Irv Smith is 23 years old. I think he's going to be just fine.
Well, and Irv Smith came with pretty significant draft capital. Yeah, he went to Alabama. So he's a 2nd-round pick. That's, I think, a lot of why people are like, oh, Irv Smith, 88th percentile college yards per reception, Alabama, 2nd-round pick. Put up 700 receiving yards at Alabama in his senior year. Pretty young.
Just imagine a scenario where Adam Thielen misses a game or two. I mean, who's their red zone guy? It's automatically Irv Smith after that.
He likes Brevin Jordan, though. Brevin Jordan was a 5th-round pick last year, 6'3", 245. Must be something in his film that he likes. This doesn't have as good of a profile as, and he's on the Texans, so Miami, the Miami guy.
Are we gonna maybe grab some running backs next?
Yeah, I got Dernis queued up. We still got Hayden Hurst out there, so we still got a couple. Brevin Jordan is still out there, and if Gronk doesn't come back, it's going to be the Cameron Brate show, man.
Didn't they draft 2 tight ends, though?
We did draft one late. We drafted one late. Pretty sure it was, let me see.
I mean, we're talking dart throw, but not like Hayden Hurst is very
you're right. We did draft one in the 4th round, man.
Yeah.
Stand corrected.
I thought it was 4th and 7th. I could be wrong, though. I thought
no, you're right. 4th and 7th. I was drinking too much during the draft live streams, apparently. Round 4, Cade Otton from Washington and Kokite from Minnesota in round 6.
I like Hayden Hurst.
I do too, just for being on the offense he is. Boink.
You know who Burrow's favorite target is?
The open guy.
Yes. Exactly. That's the answer I was waiting for.
The open guy.
And guess what? With an improved O-line, there's going to be a lot more open guys.
Check out this Cade Cotton, dude. I bet you that was Brady.
It's probably going to be like 3 years from now till 2022 Contenders comes up. But I'll wait for my Alex Pierce rookie ticket auto.
There you go. Next summer, at the rate that Panini's going.
by the end of next season, maybe.
By the end of next season, he's like buying cards in retro. It definitely devalues like opening sealed product. Like you just much rather like target thing. I mean, I guess anytime just opening any kind of sealed product, even if it's 1995 Topps Finest, is or whatever, 1995.
Let me ask your opinion on this, Andy. Tell me if you think this isn't completely ass backwards. Like the draft ticket, rookie ticket autos, the select draft ticket, like the whole gimmick of it is draft, right? So if the product's coming out like at the end of the year, it kind of takes away from it a little bit. That's just my opinion. But
I got totally distracted by Derek's comment here because Taysom Hill, I forgot, he is a tight end this year. That is tantalizing, man. Taysom Hill is a tight end, and you could get like potentially quarterback production out of him as well.
Yeah, but you'll have to draft him as a QB, though.
Hamler, I like that pick late. Derek. See if Beckett.
Great pick.
I think definitely got some
Hamler's
card guys.
The kind of guy that can win you your week, on like a 70-yard bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Russ is going to air it out. There's no doubt about it.
I just I'm not sure. He tore his ACL, and I'm not sure he's going to start the season. Like I think he's going to be injured to start the season. On the clock.
We are.
All right. We do got Hayden Hurst. We do got Ernest Johnson, Zamir White in Vegas. Man, I kind of liking the Zamir White pick here. I'm wondering if we can wait. What do we got for QBs? Do we have any QBs? Trubisky and Mills is out there.
Ooh. Oh,
I did it.
Andy, you just made it up to me for us not getting Alec Pierce, man. I appreciate it.
Are you happy, man? See, I went with Lawrence, and now I got
league winning sheet right there.
I might go ahead and handcuff him with Pickett. I don't know, but then that's 4 QBs. Like, what the heck am I doing here? But no, it's okay.
Nah, you don't need to do that.
It's okay. I don't. We'll see. 2 more picks. Come on, A.M. Carter. Do not get Hayden Hurst. I was tempted by Zamir White. I say we go Hayden Hurst here. Yeah, let's go Hayden Hurst.
That's a no-brainer, man. That's a great pick this late.
The offense. It's all about the offense. I like Derek's analysis because I trust Derek in his analysis, but I can't pass up the tight end 1 in the Cincinnati Bengals offense. You know what I'm saying? Just can't do it.
Weapons on weapons on weapons.
Yeah, I mean, because talk about the tight end 1 games that CJ Uzoma had last year. He had a few, and Hayden Hurst, solid, man, solid, and he's a first-round draft pick from 2018. So a lot of capital there in that. So
what are we looking at next time around? Another running back?
Okay, so now at this point with Biskey, we got Biskey on our roster. I got Pickett start up, and then if we go running back, Brian Robinson is interesting, man. Brian Robinson is a good running back from Alabama. I know he's going to a crowded depth chart with Antonio Gibson and Jarek. I always get this wrong. McKinnon. Which one is it? I can't remember which Mick it is on Washington. I always get it wrong.
J.D. McKissick.
McKissick. Dude, I don't know why I always want to say McKinnon, but McKinnon is on Kansas City. It's McKissick. That's Washington.
Is this the kind of point in the draft where we want to maybe handcuff Mixon, you think?
Oh, is Chris Evans still out there?
I would think so.
Dude, I like this.
He's undrafted in these kind of leagues.
Chris Evans is a very interesting sleeper, man. But look at that receiving efficiency from Chris Evans last year. 15 receptions, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Oh, it's done. Was that it?
Looks like it.
Wow.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now let's start thinking about how we're going to spend our $2 million. This was an impromptu late show. We'll still be going tomorrow. Yes.
We'll still be going tomorrow, guys. Okay, well, we had to look at this. I forget it takes a few minutes, so we'll pop over to eBay because at this point in the stream, our man Steve the Hitman Caladesi here has got some live snipes for us to check out. And he says there's some deals out there. You gotta tell us about these deals, man. We'll go through. We'll come back and check out this draft board here in a few, because I want to see the full. I want to see the full draft board, and I can't see the full draft board yet.
Let's see. What do we want to send over?
So I'm gonna go over to pop over to eBay. It's time to dig.
Sifting through my list because I got a bunch of non-football that I'm watching for myself and my son, but let's get us some football snipes for tonight. Okay, here's one. We can even do 2 if you want. I don't mind.
The more the merrier.
I don't mind sharing with you guys.
Yeah, no, Derek, that's awesome, man. That's what I was thinking. Any points he puts up for a QB still goes in your tight end slot. So it's like, woo, buddy. All right.
There's one, Andy.
Check out what you got here for us, Steve. Oh, it's Josh Jacobs, man. It's Josh Jacobs on the Raiders. Are we thinking that Josh Jacobs? Well, obviously, so the things I will say that I do like about him is that his prices normally go a lot higher than this. This is numbered out as 75. It is a field level from 2019, which is pretty rare, and it's numbered out as 75, so I like that. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie, dude. I think that some of his carries are going to get cannibalized by Zamir White. Just
too soon to say, but I mean the comps for that card are probably like $35 to $40.
Yeah, and it's going to take until Zamir White to show up and ball out and like take over that backfield, because the Raiders are like playoff contenders this year, big time. I mean, they made it to the first round last year. Now they add Devontae Adams, new coaching, Josh McDaniels.
And that's a big one, Andy, is when you have a guy like Devontae Adams, you open up a lot of opportunities for your running game that may not have been there before.
Boom.
So I did send quite a few over, whichever ones you want to post up.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Oh, so this is ending tonight in an hour. All right, let's pull up your next one. Let's see what you got, man. I dig it, man. I dig it. Derek's right. First round draft pick. Got the helmet. Alabama. You know, he's one of those guys that's like
the low numbered selects, Andy, go for a pretty penny. They do.
And even though he hasn't finished the full season, he still gets close to 1,000 rushing yards, over 1,000 all-purpose yards each of his first 3 years in the league. You know, top 10, top 15 running back.
He's a receiver. He's a running back.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He can do it all, and nothing too crazy impressive on his profile. In fact, a 5'10", 220, and he's not the fastest guy. He's not the most explosive guy. More like a Damian Harris, just kind of solid, but good on film. There's a lot of things you like that he's got on film, kind of like Isaiah Spiller or something, you know?
I mean, 1,200 all-purpose yards, 9 touchdowns, right? Like, how do you not like that? You know, and he did that.
Like it.
In the previous year, he had over 1,212 touchdowns.
You got to read between the lines with them drafting Zamir White. That's all. The fact that, you know, okay, I get it. I definitely think that he's going to maintain at least 50 to 60% workload. So he's going to be the guy. Like, he's going to be out there maybe, or hopefully, first down, first play, September.
I think it's we often fall into this trap where we assume a guy gets drafted, he looked great in college, and that he's going to automatically translate into the NFL. You know, if you look at even first-round running backs, first-round receivers, how few of them actually pan out to be adequate players in the league, you know?
I love the Raiders love, man. The Raiders love. So I know we've talked about our AFC West rankings before. Obviously, the division is nuts, man. It's nuts, dude. I mean, it's like the world powers in the AFC are in the AFC West. And the Raiders, the Chargers, the Chiefs. I mean, and the Broncos. Who do you got? You got the Raiders doing okay? What do you think there, man? You know, obviously, you're bullish on them. You got Derek Carr here, a veteran card, man. But I like it. It's Dragon Scale.
I think that this could finally be the year that they do something, and they have the weapons to do it, and they have a good, underrated defense. They have an amazing offense. Even they had an amazing offense before, you know, Devontae Adams showed up. So I think you're going to see a lot more big games out of Carr, not like big game, okay game, big game, okay game. You're going to see a lot more like above average, big game, above average. Like, I think that the drop-offs between games will be a lot less now. And you know what? Maybe Darren Waller will actually be healthy this year. So
there you go. That's important. That's important. But certainly there's depth there now with Devontae Adams. Like serious depth. All right, what's next?
This one I think ends at like 5 a.m. But look at the price, baby. Ooh. Look at that.
Yeah, you know, I'm okay with it that it's a base prism because it's a 10. And if I could get a 10 for under $30 or something like that, that would be insane. Or I mean, it costs $50 to get the card graded with a lottery to get it submitted. You get it for under that. I mean, you're basically getting the card free and in 10 condition. And he is one of the better tight ends in the league. And on a team that we expect to be much improved with a ton of new hype this year. Had a great draft, right? Hawkinson completely safe. His stock only goes up. You know, Jamison Williams is only going to help out TJ Hawkinson get open things up for him. So I don't see any reason why T-Hawk doesn't have the best season of his career this year if he stays healthy. You know, he has struggled a little bit with injuries, man. Only 12 games in 2019, 16, 2020, 12 in 2021. But he's got the potential, man.
I would hang a lot of that on the fact that he went to a franchise that had no receiving help. You know, you were counting on him to be doing two jobs, which most tight ends do, but not all of them do well. He does do both aspects of his job well, but his openings for maybe uncontested catches goes up when you have other good receivers on the field.
Very true, man. Very true. And Amon-Ra St. Brown finished the year strong. They added DJ Chark, who's an incredible field stretcher, deep ball guy himself. Quintez Cephas is still back there. DeAndre Swift, one of the better all-purpose backs in the league.
It could be pretty silly, honestly. It could.
This auction?
Yeah, and Goff's numbers. I think that they might actually surprise some people.
Yeah.
They beat a lot of high-caliber teams towards the end of the season last year.
Very true. Very true. And last year, they did really good things to their O-line. Yeah, I think the Lions at least win 8 to 10 games this year. Big improvement, man. Big improvement. T-Hawk stays healthy. I think he was – I don't know if people remember this. I'm sure some of you guys do, especially Derek, but TJ Hawkinson was taken number 8 overall in the first round. Number 8 in the first round in 2019. So we're talking about this guy was touted as being like Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews or Kyle Pitts. Like he was, a generational tight end prospect whenever he came out in 2019.
And having to not do everything by himself will not only help Goff, but it'll help his value as well.
All right. And we're going back to your guy that you highlighted earlier here.
Love it.
Jacobs.
I mean, it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, I do love those 2019 rookie ticket auto designs, man. Especially the optic with the silver finish and the on-card auto. Solid JJ penmanship there. Currently, you love that price point. What do you think this ends at?
I've seen them all over the place, but probably 40 or higher. But it does end at a late time. You might be able to grab it like just above where it is right now. There are 13 watchers, but keep in mind it's ending at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, see, honestly, I'm cautious. If this ends closer to 100, I would want to be on the selling side. If it ends between 30 and it's at 28 now, it's not going to end that low.
I mean, I think that I don't have the chart in front of me, but I want to say those are going for like buy it nows around 60, maybe a little bit higher.
I'm comping it up right now. Comping it up, man. Going to the sold
because I'm always looking for an opportunity to get my hands on a rookie ticket auto of his there. Ooh. Somebody got a hell of a deal on March 15th.
March 24th. So you guys can see how rare these are. We haven't had a sold item on these. And I did type in optic rookie ticket auto Josh Jacobs. So I wonder if I take this optic out. Let's go ahead and take that out and see if we get more. Oh, I mean, I'm on all here too.
I honestly don't see as many optics for some reason on his.
Dang, bro, you missed out on that one. That's PSA 10 right there for 71.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, his stock is definitely going to be suppressed with that draft pick of Zamir White. And just all the focus on that team is going to Derek Carr. It's going to Devontae Adams,
That's why it's the best time to buy his cards, because they typically go for quite a bit higher than they are right now.
And not only that, but
it's like you said about having parts of the Dallas offense. You want parts of.
That's right. I forgot. I almost forgot, dude, that they signed Chandler Jones in free agency. Let's go. That's right. They had to add somebody to their the defense to keep up in terms of pressure, man, in that division. So no, man, that's I like it.
Is there any direct comps that you found? Maybe let me look on ComC real quick.
Let's see. It's gonna be hard, man. I'm telling you that optic. There you go. There's one right here. Here's a direct comp auction, March 26th. So it's over a month ago, 63. So, we're not going to find a peak unless, we're not going to be able to. The furthest we go back on here is February 6th. We need to go back to when they were in the playoffs there.
Dude, that's crazy, man. $35, but that's after the season was over, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was right. And all the Super Bowl hype focus was on Bengals.
That's insane.
And the
dude.
Rams. Yeah. Yeah, or even a Raw 126. See, at that price point, I feel really good about the entry. And I feel good about being able to make double this card off of one good game of Jacobs with the team that he's on and how many potential wins that they're looking at this year. I'm curious to see what the Vegas odds are.
You know what? Here, let me send you something here. Obviously, there's maybe skewed because there's only one for sale on ComC. But according to this, that is the RPS variation.
Here we go. Give me some odds. Okay, here we go. Some odds. I need to get my Vegas odds up. No thanks. Get out of my face. All right. Bills, Bucks, Chiefs, Packers. Where are they at? Vegas. Man, they're quite down the list, dude.
Wow, really?
They're at a plus 4,000, plus 5,000 from Caesars.
I'd throw $10 on that.
Yeah, that's an interesting proposition, man, because
the Eagles have better odds. I don't agree with that.
Where's the Super Bowl at in 2023 or 2022, 2023 season? Let's see.
Good question. Let's see. It is.
Put my tinfoil hat on here.
2022 is the one that just passed.
It's in Arizona, dude. It's in Arizona. So we're looking. We got to bump the Cardinals up.
Oh boy!
Put our tinfoil hats on here for a second. We got to bump the Cardinals.
Super Bowl. It does happen, dude. Think about it. Tampa, LA. How many years in a row can this happen?
Potentially 3.
Maybe 3. I mean, here. Did you see? They're still talking about Kyler maybe holding out if he doesn't get a new contract.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I saw it today.
He's not going to hold out. There's no way. It's
like, dude, they just got your boy. They just traded for your boy.
Yeah.
Now, the wide receiver 1.
Yeah, and then Hopkins gets popped for PEDs.
We talked. You brought it up, and I'd been buying a couple of his cards already. But talk about a guy whose value skyrocketed insanely over the last week and a half. Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
and I had been looking for cheap deals on his cards already, but you were talking about it on the stream, and we were looking for cards on the stream for him.
Very true, man. I'm in a spot where I can flip the Hollywood cards, and he's another guy that so pat on my back over here. I never expected him to be but it's the process, man. That's I never expected him to be traded to the Arizona Cardinals, right? And get a quarterback upgrade and go to a much more pass-friendly offense. And then for now him to even get even more opportunities because DeAndre Hopkins is going to miss the first 6 weeks. I was just looking at the fact this guy had 1,500 air yards last year. He runs a 4.2. He gets targeted an ungodly rate. Maybe his hands are a little shaky in the deep ball. He had some drops in 1 or 2 games last year. I get it. That's why people were off of him. Plus the Baltimore Ravens totally flamed out last year. And that's why his value totally tanked. It's a run-heavy team, But now that process has led me to even just got lucky with him being traded. Now I'm holding some nice Marquise Brown cards. I could flip immediately for double, triple, maybe more what I bought him just because I bought him for so cheap, you know?
It's interesting because I did pick up some of his Prism and Optic rookies, you know, short print or serial numbered ones like 5-6 months ago that I just been hanging on to. And I put them up for a little bit more than what they had been going for on average, just because I know that he's undervalued in the market, right? So eventually the market will catch up to where it should be and those cards will sell. And those cards didn't get a ton of looks, a ton of watches, but they did last week, this week. You know, there's people in on him now because his Optic out of 199 is suddenly a very sought after card, you know.
What's good? Florida born, Kentucky grown, hopped in the chat. And he says his DK Metcalf Prism Silver comps are all over the place. I'm new to the hobby.
I think, you know, a lot of Seattle guys you're going to see that with right now because they don't know who the QB is. You know, it's probably not Locke. You know, it might start the season that way, but it's not going to end the season that way.
They said they're out on Baker Mayfield too, man.
Come on, no way. They said they're out on Baker Mayfield because
that's the
they're
news.
Not trading Baker Mayfield yet. They're kind of like bleeding him for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but
I think that's because they're waiting for the Deshaun Watson suspension to get handed down, and if it's like a full year, and then they're going to appeal it, right? And maybe that gets scaled back to 8 to 12 games, something like that. Well, dude, they may make Baker Mayfield play, and if he plays bad, he
won't play, and I don't blame him. What happens if they march him out there and he gets hurt again? He's screwed.
The thing is, if he doesn't play, dude, he's going to get into a situation where he gets literally blacklisted or blue balled, whatever you want to call it, by the NFL, kind of like Colin Kaepernick, you know.
You know, he won't get blacklisted, but he will start accruing fines, and losing money is a pretty big motivator for people, especially when the fines are like $20,000 a game, $30,000 a game. You know what I mean?
But the problem is people already don't want him because of how much drama he's caused in the locker room.
I don't buy that.
With his guys there.
It seems like the consensus is that people don't want to pay his full contract, and that's what Cleveland wants.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to take. They're going to have to take on some of that contract.
I would bet on the side of him not taking snaps for the Browns this year more than taking snaps.
Man, look at these sales volume for Marquise. I would be with you. I'm just saying it is in the realm of possibilities because he is not leaving a good performance taste in other teams' mouths based on the way he played last year, right? So he could view it as an opportunity to go out for half a season to prove himself, to earn a new contract with another team.
I agree. I mean,
or he can go play in the USFL with Johnny Manziel.
QB1 automatically. No, here's the thing, though, is that makes sense, right? In a perfect world, that makes sense. But it's not a perfect world. He could go out there and on one snap get ripped in half by two outside linebackers, and now he commands next to no money, like backup quarterback money, right? He's already gotten screwed. He's not going to take that risk again, and I don't blame him. He shouldn't. Look at all these other guys that just use these underhanded negotiation tactics. Oh, I'm going to take the team logos off my Instagram. And it's like, that works, right? And people cave. The league caves for them. This guy marched out there with like 2 serious injuries that he should not have been playing through, puts his body on the line for the organization, and then what do? They bring in someone else and do him no justice.
True.
What do we got here, Andy?
I'm looking. So shout out to our man David / AKA Jarritos over in our Patreon Discord server. This is the web app that he built, and it's extrapolating data from eBay. And what he's got here is he's able to extrapolate the sold volume from eBay broken down between auction and buy it now. And this is the last 7 days worth of volume. So you can see that now Jalen Hurts, our man Jalen Hurts, has exceeded Joe Burrow by it now sales volume. Insane, man. So look at the 170% growth. So wonderful little chart to look at and see immediately right off the bat who is moving the most. Obviously take into account like the year their rookie cards are and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to see, you can see AJ Brown's up here, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson. But look at the increase in AJ Brown, buy it now increase. And then I wanted to look at Marquise Brown. Yeah, there you go. 650%.
Yeah.
Because it goes from virtually nothing to now all of a sudden 30, and that's week over week. That's in the last 7 days.
We always talk about when everyone's looking here, you should be looking here, right?
Yeah,
that's
he was the cheapest guy.
And if you play the stock market, it's the same thing. When everyone's buying Tesla, when everyone's buying GameStop and the prices are going crazy, that's not when you make money if that's what you're trying to do with the hobby. You make the money when you buy the sleeper stocks, the stocks that are undervalued at that time. Like Dak's going to have huge games. Kyler's going to have good games. And no one's talking about those guys. I don't know why, but maybe people think that Dak can't be Dak without, with the receiver they lost. But I think that that's just absolutely not true.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, in terms of your DK volume, I mean, DK was a guy that got arguably the most expensive wide receiver rookie card in 2020, when coincidentally that was the peak of the modern day sports card boom. So, and a lot of people bought into DK Metcalf at that point. So you got to think of all these people now holding those rare cards, like a Prism Silver from 2019 is a pretty rare card, and they're not willing to sell them. Now you do have some people that are maybe getting 2019 product. They pull it now. They're looking at what DK is now with the quarterback person like Steve talking about and thinking, yeah, go ahead and sell it for $30 or $30, $40 or whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of people out there that bought a ton of DK Metcalf in 2020 and 2021, and now they're holding it because they don't want to lose money on it. And the guy's so young, why not just hold it? Why not? DK's a perfect hold candidate right now,
And you want to buy intriguing upside players that other people are fire selling. Like we talked about Daniel Jones last week. The coaches have done nothing but talk him up the past couple weeks, past couple months even, and they're definitely serious about building around him. Just because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option doesn't really mean anything. They want him to earn it, and they're not just going to throw money at a guy who hasn't been worth what he's been paid so far. So I wouldn't sleep on him. I'm not saying go out and buy like a 101 superfractor, unless you like gambling. Then it might be actually a incredible pickup. But Prism Auto, Prism Silver, right? Something like that. Something you could definitely double, triple up on.
All right. So before we get out of here, we want to make sure you're aware. Derek Richard wants to make sure everybody watches out for Kayshon Boutte from LSU. Carter loves him. Derek loves him. He runs a 4.37. He's still a junior in college. He's only 20 years old. He'll be coming out next year, draft eligible. The dude's a stud, 6 foot, 185. He's got a really high scouting grade, probably going to be the #1 wide receiver taken in 2023. And just keep your eye out. If you can get some of his Bowman U product for cheap, like I'd be getting some of that Bowman first, Kayshon Boutte, because he's gonna go first round next year for sure.
Andy, what do we have on the docket for tomorrow?
Oh, dude, we got a lot of fun questions. We got some more live sniping. We got some more football analysis, football card analysis. We got some really interesting questions, honestly. I was looking at them earlier with Brandon. Some questions around grading, some questions around, valuing in this idea of determining the right entry price point. Like at what point do you say that's too much for me to get in? And so I've got a few players to use as examples, like a Javonte Williams, some guys like that, some younger guys that we're high on for 2022 that we're going to talk about, like, using specific cards and and we're going to dig into some of that. And we don't know. We'll get into all kinds of stuff. If you're live in the chat, ask us whatever you want, and we'll answer that as well.
Heck to the yeah. Well, I got, maybe a couple snipes for tomorrow night for those that show up. I'm going to find some spicy ones for you. And I got a couple, should we have time, a couple envelopes to open.
Yeah, man. Maybe some live mail, dude. Maybe a couple of live packages too.
Big envelope. It's probably got about 30 top-loaded cards in it. So maybe we'll open that tomorrow.
Nice. All right. I'm looking forward to it, you guys. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video. Stay tuned. We'll see you in that next one. Peace. Fun show, man.
Yeah.